Oh.
There you go.
Gives me the option to leave.
Options to leave? No, there's no options to leave.
Leave, abandon, get out.
There is no. Your process looked really intense. How did you find that? How did you find that?
My process is always intense. I've never really been able to simplify things.
Yeah.
I always go through the same sort of process. It's how my mind works, and I just put it all onto paper or digitally. But yeah, I kind of wanted to show the way I attack a challenge like that, or any artwork that's not just me scribbling.
Yeah,
I sort of go through that sort of process, and yeah, I really wanted to be able to show it. And I think I did. I think it came across the way it is in my mind. Probably more methodical than what's in my mind. But yeah.
A new program.
Yeah.
And then getting used to the pen and how it works on the actual screen with a program that's
always
not as good as what I think Procreate is. Like Procreate's probably the top. But yeah,
is leading, I think.
Yeah, and it was like Procreate's baby sister type thing.
Yep.
But
Still gave you awesome results though. You did a really cool painting out of it. Most people.
It was definitely in my wheelhouse of colors and subject.
Yeah. Well, at least the digital wasn't your thing, but at least everything else kind of was in your realm. The colors.
I don't know. This next one's pretty poopy. I don't like this one.
Oh my god! As I was drawing it, I'm like, okay, and then the theme came up. I'm like, huh?
Put that in there. What kind of coat can you do with green, black, and what is it, gray?
Yeah.
How are the worst colors? The worst color combination ever.
Well, I mean, I quite like the colors. That's because it's a sort of along the lines of the color scheme I have for the story I draw my characters in. So I'm trying to think, can I relate it to that somehow? To get me inspired, but still the prompt is a little bit.
Because would it just be like the coat itself, or could it be on somebody? As like
it can be on
the
someone.
coat has to be like the main feature, maybe.
Yeah, I think it has to be obvious that there is some form of coat in some way. It can't be too far-fetched, I guess.
Or could it be like a coat of crumb chicken? You know how you coat chicken in crumbs?
Yeah, well, I mean, I immediately I was like listing things like, what the fuck is a coat? So I thought fur coat as in animal coat, so a beast with fur, I guess. And then thought, obviously fashion coat that you could wear. And then to coat something, cover it in whatever you said, chicken.
Yep, crumb chicken.
Crumb chicken.
Anything you want to say about the first projects? We kind of went off on tangent just then.
I know we jumped ahead.
Yeah, we jumped ahead. We got too excited. We jumped ahead.
We're excited.
Because I have it here. I'm looking at it now, and when I did the first draft or final draft, whatever, I looked at it, and there was so much that have changed from that initial draft.
Yeah.
To this final project. Like some of them was the background. I was like, how am I supposed to do that background again? Because it was good at the first in the final draft. And then I was like, oh, how am I supposed to do that? So what I did is I actually saved that background as like its own thing. So I just chopped it down by saving it on every stage so I could have a look at it as I was painting it. But man, it was difficult. but I found out that using the pencil on here worked better than a
Right.
sponge. It was just some of those things that from the final draft I had to figure out how to do for the final piece. Like the spirits itself, they changed a bit. Some of the colors that I used for them, they changed a bit as well. A lot changed, but a lot was kept, and a lot was actually removed that I didn't like either.
It does
So
happen.
that was
And the
interesting.
beauty of digital, and sometimes the downfall of digital, is the ease of editing. So you can
Yep.
change things so easily, and in those details and excuse me, but it can also lead to like hyper focus on it, and you kind of lose the big picture. And even this one, that skeleton guy, I had to not go overboard and make everything really tight and neat.
Yeah.
I'm trying to loosen that up digitally, because I'm not that neat when I do like a pencil drawing. So you get neatness to a point, but you're limited by your actual pencil or paintbrush.
Yeah.
So usually you can just fall into that trap of just doing too much.
Like go through my my learning stage and study and stuff.
Yeah.
Like if you do like a big time period like I did from bachelor's to masters, they teach you to loosen up as you go along.
Yeah.
And that kind of comes across all materials, all mediums that you use.
Yeah.
Once you find that comfortable stage in your studio practice, it kind of goes across all type of mediums. Like for me, when I was doing this digital piece, I found the brush that was the loosest that I could do, because you don't have any painting palettes on here. You don't have any squeegees on here. So I was like, okay, I'll go the widest I can with the brush, and I'll use the most that I'm comfortable with. And then all I did was a quick sketch up, and then I just went from there.
I mean, I do have, my style is, you could say, opposite to yours a little bit, just the way we approach actual application. But I am so keen to just get inspired by your process a little bit, and using different mediums, loosen up a little bit. I've always wanted to, and I'll never be as sort of loose as you are, but just want a little bit.
Yeah.
Just relax about it.
Yeah.
So I'm so keen.
Yeah.
To
hopefully this process and these challenges do that.
Each one. I mean, digital's out of the way, so I can't I can't rely on it anymore. Although you bet I'm going to be doing my sketch in Procreate.
Oh, same goes. Like I'm definitely doing most of my concepts in this form.
Oh, it's just too easy.
You always try and find ways to savor your materials, because they cost so fucking much.
Oh yes. Oh yes, they do.
And with
looking at my pencils like, you expensive little bugger.
Yeah. And like with being able to do your concepts and take out that stage of like not wasting materials, but using materials that then don't really go towards a final painting, where you can maybe potentially sell it to get that money back for using those materials.
Yep.
With this digital format, I can now do all that concept and planning stage on here, and then replicate it to a final thing.
Yeah, and like colors, like working out where you want those colors.
Yeah.
You can just change it. You're like, oh, that's not working. Okay, actually, what if I put this color in? And then go, yeah, that's what I want. and you can do it so quickly, and you're not using up your paper and your materials and all that. Do all that thinking. You can just get it all and then be like, yep, that's what I want, and then you can start final process. But I think my favorite part was using my stupidly large drawing monitor that I bought after lockdown and then haven't really used. My laptop wasn't capable of running Photoshop.
Oh no.
So my brother kindly donated a computer to me.
Nice.
So I can run. It was just nice to be able to use it and explore the latest version of Photoshop, actually. Just checking out the new default brushes, very different to the previous ones. My last version was 2015, so I never updated it.
Oh no.
And so this one, some really cool brushes. I really enjoyed it. Just painting digitally. It's different to how I use Procreate, so yeah, it's fun. Good. What about you?
I think my favorite part was just getting back into it. It's been so long since I finished my masters, and then I've gone to this part where I've just stopped creating because I spent so much of my life doing it, and then I stopped. I was like, oh, this is great, I'm getting my life back on. And then when life turned on again, I was like, you don't have room for painting, you don't have room for creating, you don't have room for any of that. And then I think it was just be able to sit down and use a medium where I can just do it throughout that busy life, and just be able to create something or do something creatively.
So this is one, been awesome to be creative, thinking about, you know, okay, there's the prompt and limited by the colors and medium and all that to come up with something. It gets your brain actually engaged in a way that's a bit different to, you know, my usual drawings, like client work. I'm replicating a photo, and, you know, putting a little personality into it, but you're not creating something.
You
know, so I've loved that this is forcing us to be creative.
Like start to finish from scratch.
And finishing something. I only just made it last month. I made it.
I think you get penalized for a little bit late, Roxanne.
No,
just a little late.
I made it within July. It was uploaded on the very last day. Stayed up till nearly 2 a.m. Finishing it off, going, no, it needs to be uploaded.
That's nostalgia time for artists. What is 2 o'clock in the morning?
Tidied up more. I'd work on it more. I spent 6 hours on the actual artwork. As my little OBS recordedness told me. It felt like way longer, but I recorded. How many hours? 6 hours. 6 hours.
Oh, jeez. 6 hours.
So I'd want to spend more time on it and just achieve a little more of get the silver aspect how I envisioned it. But I was like, I'm running out of time because I need to allow time to edit this video.
That time limit, the cutoff point does get you to speed up your process a little, doesn't it?
So it just makes it not linger so long and just make decisions and just go for it. Kind of like sketching with pen instead of a pencil. You just have to commit. And so I think I could have refined it a little bit by with the lighting and stuff, but I was just like, yeah, some highlights there, and yeah, glowy pink, yeah, beautiful. It worked. It looks good. I love it. Yeah, it could have been better.
Yeah, exploring a little bit more with the concepts, I think. Yeah, but that's what happens when you're just getting used to a program.
Oh yeah,
like, I just want to get
you
started.
did do some experiments, like getting to know the program itself. You were kind of still exploring a little bit of your ideas, and like there's some early shots you sent me that was exploration of the
I think this next challenge is going to be a lot shorter because it's pastels. Pastels is quick. I think it's just going to be the concept. I'm trying to get a coat to represent something, or get a coat onto something. I think that's going.
And our processes are so different.
I think that's just going to take forever. Time consuming. Well, I did that pastel art for my adults class in an hour. But pastel just gets so messy and so horrible.
I'm using the pastels I have, so my pan pastels. I'm excited because it's going to make me really explore those.
Oh yeah, you've got the pan ones, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My little tower of expensive powdered pastel.
Yeah. I don't think I have any, so I'm gonna have to go shopping, but that's okay.
And then pastel pencils. I've always wanted to try them.
Are we using those as pastels?
Yeah, they count. Okay. Because I think we agreed that instead of making each individual type of pastel able to be drawn, we just said pastels, so we could explore and even combine, different pastels together. I think that just makes it a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to get me to actually explore a medium that I've been wanting to, but haven't had time to. So now I have to make time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I actually have pastel matte paper that I'm yet to use as well.
Huh.
So that will be interesting to use.
Yeah.
Because it feels like sandpaper.
I've just got to choose whatever material paper I have here.
I don't know where the paper is.
But I'm gonna find some pastels, yo. Good talking to you, chatting and stuff. This has been fun. I can't wait for I can wait for the next one because it's pastel. And a coat. Was it you that wrote that down? I did not have that in my list.
I looked back in our chat. It was me.
It was you.
I think I found just a bunch of prompt words from something else, and I was just writing a bunch of them down, and coat was one.
Oh god. It's all your fault.
We're fine. We're gonna come up with some cool stuff. Yep.
As she says, smirking away.
Draw a badass in a coat. There you go.
Draw each other in a coat? Done.
No.
No? Oh.
No. I'm probably